Hi Vlogians, welcome back to my channel. To the returning subscribers, I truly appreciate your support and continued viewership. And if you're new to this channel, my name is VULO and you are tuned into VULO Vlogs, a beauty, fashion and lifestyle platform where you basically learn how to be beaten for the gods and style for the goddesses and I've decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit outside of my scope, but something that I felt like, why not? I've decided to share some knowledge on how to film pro quality content with just a phone. Now, contrary to popular belief, I do not own a camera, and I have never owned a camera in my YouTube career, ever. So I'm going to be dropping some tips that I use to produce the content that I produce, and hopefully that'll help you as well. I do believe that there's a seat at the table for everybody, so there's no point in hogging all of the knowledge, whereas we can all thrive and do great and produce bomb content for all of our viewing purposes. So without any further ado, I will get straight into this video. The first thing that I want to mention is that you need to invest in a smartphone, first of all, that has a proper quality HD camera. Now, the first phone that I ever used on YouTube was a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which I unfortunately don't have with me right now. I found that the quality was really great, especially with good lighting. Second to that, I used a Huawei P30 Lite, which I have with me right now. Before y'all drag me, this is not the screen, this is the screen protector. So as I was saying, so I used the Huawei P20 Lite and I really love the quality. Like, I only got the phone that I filmed with now in December. So all of my videos that I produced last year, I produced using this baby over here. And then when I wasn't able to use this one, I would use my boyfriend's P30 Lite. And then if ever I wasn't able to use this one, I would use the P30 Lite. However, I actually preferred the P20 Lite's quality over this one. I did find that if the light wasn't brilliant enough, then this one tended to have a lot of noise interruption in the videos. And then now I film with an iPhone XR, which is what I'm using to film right now. So I can't exactly show you, but maybe I'll post a picture up here of what it looks like. So the iPhone XR, what I love about it is that, funny enough, I actually just found out now, just while I was doing research for this video, I found out that I could change the quality to 4K. So I changed the quality to 4K, filming at 60 frames per second, and wow, let's just say I'm loving this quality. So basically, invest in a quality phone that has a proper HD camera and then adjust the settings to fit your content needs. Tip number 2 is to invest in a tripod. Now, these were the 2 tripods that I started off with. I first bought this one. I got this at Access Park in Kenilworth. And I'm sure that you could find it like basically anywhere else, and it was only 80 rands. This one was purchased at Canal Walk at the cell phone stand that stands in front of Game Store, and they have a host of other gadgets there. There's also a store called Gadget Time, there's also Dion Wyatt, there's game stores, there's Incredible Connection. I'm not sure if I'm missing any other store, but you can find a tripod anywhere. So you can use this tripod for like filming, propping it up in front of you. Right now I'm using my Ringlight's tripod, which works perfectly fine. However, if I find that I want to film something closer, then I can also just use my tripod right here. What I love about this is that you can also, I'm not sure you can do it. What I love about this is that it also has, this is adjustable. So if I want to film like this, for example, if I want to film something like this, then I can do that. I find that this is really helpful at like events such as the Sunmet and Miss SA. This really helps. Tip number 3 is that you need to fix your ratio. I think they call it the aspect ratio. So understand that portrait videos, so when the phone is standing like this is for like your Instagram videos, your Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, those type of things. However, if you're filming content for like YouTube, or even say for example a Facebook video that you're going to be posting curating content, that is, then I would advise that you film landscape. This is how you film landscape. And this also just helps it fit into the frame on the YouTube channel, and it avoids little black lines such as this. Not cute. Fourth tip in filming proper quality content is making sure that both your screen as well as your lens are clean. There's nothing worse than getting to an event or even filming like how I'm filming right now, a sit down, chit chat, or whatever the case is, and the visuals are foggy and you just can't really see things clearly. One of the most common compliments that I get is that the quality is very crisp and clear. So even though I'm filming with a phone, it doesn't mean that it has to look like I'm filming with a phone. And just because I'm filming with an iPhone, it doesn't mean that you can't get the same quality as an Android phone, as a lot of people like to imply and insinuate. I've come from Android and now I'm filming with iOS, and I found that on both sides of the spectrum, yes, there are certain benefits that the iOS software has offered me that the Android did not. However, I was properly happy with the Android software. It's just that an opportunity came to get an iPhone, and I got an iPhone. Period. Number 5 is to fix your lighting. So I only got a ring light last year, I think November. And before then, I was relying solely on natural light, right? So that meant that I would need to sit by the windowsill in my bedroom, or you can sit wherever there's a window or a sliding door or just an immense amount of natural light. Natural light usually works best either on cloudy days, because then you don't get stark sunlight shining directly on you, which like, I never really like that personally. Or you can work in the morning just as the sun is rising. That's usually when I would get the best lighting from natural light. Secondly, the reason why I chose to first invest in lighting and sound is because I feel like I already have a quality phone, like a very high quality phone that allows me to capture proper content. Even before I got the iPhone, iPhone aside, this phone was very, very, very good at capturing audio as well as visuals. So I didn't see the need of saving up for an 8,000 Rand item, after which I'll still need to rely on natural light, and then I'll have to start from scratch in saving up for a 2,000 Rand item, which is the ring light, and then on top of that saving up for like a 1,000 Rand item, which is a microphone or whatever sound equipment that I would have been planning to get. So I felt that it personally suited me best to first get lighting, since I can still rely on my phone. So I find that my smartphone, which has a great HD camera quality, as well as my ring light, and then sometimes with the help of that light as well, and sometimes even with the help of natural light, I feel like that produces really great content for me. And I feel like a ring light was a huge game changer for me. It was literally a step up in my game. If you're somebody who's also pretty pedantic about aesthetics and just about like quality, and you already have a smartphone, I would highly recommend that you first get a ring light and then save up for a camera. Unless you can afford both, of course, then honey, help your equipment. And then lastly on this point, where I got my ring light. My ring light is an 18-inch ring light, and I got it on Takealot. It was 2,600 rands, rounded off. It was 2,500 and something, I think. So this is the biggest one that you can get that I'm aware of. And there are also other sizes. There's a 15-inch one, there's a 12-inch, there's a 9-inch. Some companies also sell a 10-inch. I know that you can also get it on Instagram at ringlightsa.com. You can get it from Selfie Light as well. And then obviously there's Takealot, and I've been super happy with it. No issues whatsoever. The fourth and last point under the lighting point is that you need to also, when you're filming with your phone, you need to adjust the exposure. Now I'm going to demonstrate, right? So I'm using the iPhone to film, so I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, but I'll also show you how to do it using the Huawei P30 Lite. So what you do basically is you click on the screen, right? Then you see that little circle popping up. On the iPhone, it'll be a square and it'll say AE lock. So you do that, you press and hold, and then you can move it up and down. You see how that changes the exposure from dark to light, and you can change it to to your suitability. And now this is what it looks like on camera. So right now I've got the exposure locked, which means that if I move around, nothing really happens. Whereas if I tap on it, it's dark, it's light, it changes. So what I do is, like I showed you on the Huawei, I tap on the iPhone, tap and hold, and that'll lock the exposure. And then I increase the brightness so that it works hand in hand with the ring light, and so that my exposure lighting doesn't change around. Okay, now I'm trying to get it back to what I had, because honey, that was perfect. I think this is fine. So that's basically how you adjust the exposure. It works the exact same way on both iPhone and Android. So just play around with your phone, figure out the features, and also figure out what works for you. Point number 6, you need to fix your sound. Make sure that your audio is on point. Now, I don't have a microphone yet, which means that I need to speak up as opposed to speaking like I'm speaking to a normal person who's right in front of me, because then you're not going to hear anything that I want to say, especially if I want to put music in the background. So what I was saying is that I can't speak as though I'm speaking to a person in front of me, especially if I want to put music in the background, which is what I normally do. So always make sure that you speak up. If you are able and capable of investing in a microphone, you can always invest in those small lapel microphones that usually people put like here by your breast, so you can't really see it on camera. Or if you're like me and you sometimes attend events and you interview people on the red carpet, then you can also invest in a small microphone. What I use at the moment though as a microphone whenever I attend said events is the sound recorder on my other phone. So I film with one phone and then I use the other phone as a sound recorder. The penultimate point in this video is number 7, which is to edit to the T, but not to over edit. Now I edit videos 2 types of ways. I either edit it on my phone or I edit it on my laptop. If I'm using my phone, then I use InShot. I've used InShot on my Android and I'm currently using InShot on my iPhone as well, and both worked just fine. It's just that I found that the iOS version had slightly a bit more to offer in terms of like it having transitions. On the Android it didn't have transitions. But what I love about InShot is, number 1, it's free. Who don't love free stuff? Number 2, it's pretty user-friendly. Like, it's literally what you see is what you get. Like, everything is on the timeline. You just literally have to play around with the app to find the different things. Now, if I'm not editing on my phone, then I'm editing on my laptop and I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe is a bit of a relationship because, you know, she is fire and she does the things that make the pots to be found. But Adobe is not user-friendly. If I'm giving my honest opinion, it's not really user-friendly. However, there is a multitude of YouTube videos that you can use to help you navigate your way around it. So what I do is that, because I really love the app, like it's bomb, it's fire. There's like nothing you can't do on there. Like literally, there's nothing that you can't do on Adobe Premiere Pro. So what I do is I'll sit with my laptop over here with Adobe Premiere Pro open, and then I'll sit with my YouTube over here on my phone usually, and then I'll type in what I want to do on YouTube. So say how to edit pan whip transition on Adobe Premiere Pro, and then I will go to, usually I watch Orange 83's videos, this other guy whose channel is called Orange 83. His videos are pretty simple to follow, they're very straightforward, and you can slow them down. He also sometimes slows them down and walks you through it step by step essentially. And so I will look, do, until I'm done. So those are the editing apps that I use for my videos. Now for my thumbnails and for like pictures and stuff, I use a combination of Facetune 2, I use InShot to create collages, and then I also use Canva. So those are the apps that I use for editing, both for my YouTube videos or even Instagram videos, and then also my thumbnail. I want to also add that a big part of me filming this video is also to encourage others. A lot of people have come to me saying that they would love to start YouTube channels, they would love to curate content, but they don't have cameras, they don't have a ring light, they don't have this, they don't have that. And this is just me saying that you can, like, start where you are. If you have a smartphone and it has an average to good quality camera, start there and then work your way up. Like none of us, like nobody ever starts at the top. It may seem like the top to you, but to every individual, they don't start at the top. Like I don't feel like I'm at the top, although some people may feel like my quality is like inspirational and that's the quality that they aspire to produce. But this is not the end all and be all quality for me. I would really still like a camera. I would really still like good sound. I would still like to invest in more lighting equipment and so forth and so on. And lastly, the fact that I was filming with my little tripod and iPhone and Huawei P30 Lite as a microphone next to big guns such as eNews, which is a company that I aspire to one day be associated with, and a bunch of other really, really powerful, reckonable content creators as well who are on the red carpet with their microphones and their big cameras and their big tripods and everything. That should be proof that you don't have to have a camera. I'm not saying that don't get a camera if you can. I'm not saying that there's any specific formula to doing this, which is exactly the point. There is no formula. Some of us start off filming Monang with cell phones. Some of us start off filming tutorials with cameras. Some of us start off filming tutorials with phones. Some of us start off filming Monang with cameras. Ako formula mdase. Do what you gotta do. Go get your content, produce bomb content, and get your coins. That's all I want to say. So that brings us to the end of this video, Vuloians. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe down below and click the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. Take a look at my previous content and give that a thumbs up if you like it as well. And share the Vulo gospel. Alright guys, Flake May Stories 8. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next video.